Hello again. This is Tara Morrison with the wrap up on my Keller Technology internship. Because my internship was small, I had trouble with this assignment at first. I thought, well, I really didn't do that much. But as I was outlining my thoughts and my experiences based on the information in the Lorax moment, I realized that my visible takeaways are few, but the intellectual takeaways are far greater. I represent the visuals simply in this video by the now finalized tutorial that I've used in both my previous videos. Because of the length, however, I've increased the clip speed and fit it into the 5-ish minutes. For the audio portion, I will talk about the more intangible aspects of my experience, where visually I can show my internship through a couple of thumbnails in my digital portfolio. They can link to the actual tutorials themselves. Well, the real value in my internship lies in the things that are not so easily shown, but must be lived or spoken instead. The most important thing I have learned is that I must create and maintain a balance between each portion of my life. It won't happen without effort. My prioritized list is home, work, school, and then internship. Realizing that the amount of time and effort I put into each of these categories was directly related to its level of importance was my first step. With such a full schedule, my second step was to keep a very short-term look on everything. Time passes quickly, and keeping things in the short term has kept me positive and more effective. Communication has also played a big role within my internship, but also in keeping all aspects of my life in balance. I have found that by keeping key people in each part of my life informed of all parts of my life, I have been able to maintain goodwill and understanding of any difficulties I face. In short, maintaining consistent communications has enabled me to keep people understanding and satisfied with my progress. Keeping a realistic and yet positive vantage point, even in times of difficulty, also has helped me to not only bolster my own confidence, but also the confidence that others have in me. And even though I prefer face-to-face communication, I have had to rely heavily on email and texting during this internship period. At the end of the day, any type of communication is better than having failed to communicate because you couldn't physically connect with people. In my experience, the ability to work independently is just as important as being able to work well within a team. The two are not mutually exclusive, and in my mind I cannot separate the two. They're dependent. More often than not, I found myself working independently within a team. At the beginning of the internship, most of my work was exclusively with another person. We had to be together to create the basics of the tutorial that we wanted to complete. Once the initial material was created, she moved on to other projects while I quickly found myself working individually most of the time, but still checking in with the team to keep my heading clear. Obstacles are a seemingly never-ending occurrence in most projects. You work to overcome one obstacle only to find yourself needing to find a way around another. This is true throughout life, and problem-solving skills are necessary in all aspects of life. In my internship, the major obstacles that I faced were time, technical, and quality issues. For example, the major issue that I am still navigating is MSU firewalls. The firewalls ultimately inhibit me from using the program that I am creating a tutorial for on my own personal computer, which makes it impossible for me to work in my preferred environment. Therefore, I am only able to use my work computer for this purpose. In response, I have tried to find a quiet time to use this computer in order to create a quality project. From 8 to 5, however, the area is crazy, and most of that time I'm working anyway. After that time, it quiets down, but I then collide with my other class responsibilities. And after that time, I hit the snag of my home responsibilities. As a workaround, I've been doing as much of the planning as I can, and then when classes are over for the semester, I will spend a good chunk of time doing the actual audio and video creation. This answer extends the time of my internship a little and allows for a workable solution, but it only works because the time frame for the tutorial completion is very flexible. Acquiring new knowledge and expanding current skills is also a lifelong undertaking. Throughout most of my internship, I have been honing skills that I already possessed. However, I did struggle with complications in finalizing my recent tutorial. The visual quality level of the tutorial was consistently poor, even though the quality of the pieces going into it were good. I tried several ways of exporting with no success. Next, I tried looking up answers to my question online. In the end, I sought the assistance of another of the techs at Keller. With his help, we were able to isolate the problem and solve it quickly. Another theme that has run throughout my experiences is time management. In that regard, I have found that the important things for me are, first, to know myself, second, to know how I work best, and third, to always be realistic and honest with myself. Also, before trying to set up any time commitments, my priorities have to be identified and set. Oh, and write it down in detail. And don't forget to post it where you see it often. Above all else, I strive to make my work my own, give credit where credit is due, and realize that gray areas can be dangerous and avoid them when possible. Thank you for listening and giving me feedback throughout this process.